Have you ever wanted to run irrigation lines for your garden? If so, this is the video for you. Hey folks, welcome back to the Rock and Sea Homestead. My name is Lance. I want to welcome you to our channel. And today we're going to add some extensions to this irrigation system we have. Last year when we set this irrigation system up, the bed I'm standing in front of and the one beside it wasn't in place yet. So we just had to kind of temporary patch it. And then once we got this installed this year, now it's time I actually have to come out here and actually do something and get it installed. So we're about to go out of town. We need it to be working. But before we get started on that, let's kind of review kind of the type of irrigation system we have and the setup that we're working with. All right, so the irrigation system we have, it's from Rainbird. It is a esp-me 3. And this thing is fully automated. I even have the additional Wi-Fi link so I can work it on my phone through the app. Super awesome. All different types of different settings. We went over that in the video. I'll put it in the link at the very end of the video. But the one thing I love about it is we're only using just a little bit of the system as a whole. Right now we're only using 4 different valves, so that's controlling 4 different kind of watering times and settings. We can extend it out to 22 more. All we have to do is add these little modules in here. So if we ever decide to get like a greenhouse, or we decide to do like a blackberry patch, or get some trees, and then we need to fertilize or some kind of like fruit trees or something, we can upgrade, we can add those, and then we can run all those lines and make it work. So super excited. So this is the main hub, the main box. The electricity and all the brains come from here, and let me kind of show you where it goes from there. So from the box I was just at, there is an electrical line ran from there over to here, and it runs, the electrical portion controls these 4 valves. And really what this valve does is it allows water to flow or it stops the flow. Unfortunately, I did not take these off this last winter, and with the really cold weather we had, these 3 had to be replaced. This one's holding firm from last year. But when we turn the system on and it triggers it, it'll run valve 1, it'll run through a cycle, then it'll roll over to valve 2, valve 3, and valve 4, and I can control how much time each one runs. So as we get more into the pipe, we'll talk about how much water flows through it, but I can set that to run for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I can set it to run multiple times during the day. Right now I have these coming on for so many minutes in the morning, so many minutes in the evening, and it cycles through and it works perfectly. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, where does the water come from? So the electrical comes up there to here, and the water comes from right back here. So it comes out of the faucet. It goes through a backflow system. Since this is actually hooked up to our well water, we don't want anything, if anything ever get in there and backflow into this prevents that. There's a filter on it. Actually, this is the filter. Then it goes down here to the backflow, and the backflow prevents anything from flowing up anything in here, but it filters out some of the fine dust and red dirt that we have here in Oklahoma that our well brings up. But other than that, there's just a water line running over to the valves, and then the valves send it out to the different areas of the garden. All right, so last year when we put this bed in and we did the irrigation, so as it goes, the pipe runs from over there where we're talking about the water, it comes up and it feeds through each bed, and it just kind of cycles through on the edge here. Then there's a pipe that goes over here, fills up this, and then it runs over here, so on and so on and so on. So I've already run the hole through here and back on this side. And what I did was just put a little adapter to where it kinks the pipe, and that does not allow water to flow through. So what I'll have to do now is cut this off, attach a square of hose, and I have that over there, and then we'll do another hole to make it run and attach it to this other bed right beside here where the sage is. And then after that we'll be done. But I think I got everything prepped so you guys don't have to watch me connect a whole bunch of stuff together. So hold on, let me get the parts and we'll get started. All right, so for the piping itself, of course you need the pipe. which we have two different types of pipe. We have one that's a solid pipe. This is like your water line. So if I was gonna run it 300 yards out, I would run this underneath the ground, 300 yards out. And then when you get to a part that you want to actually drip water, then a very similar pipe, but it has these little sections where it has actually stuff built into it. I don't know if you can see that. Or maybe this one may be closer on this side. So it has something built in there, and that's what, once the pressure of the pipe gets up, it'll actually allow water to kind of flow through, and it just drips out. And these drip at, I think, 1 gallon an hour. So if you run it for a whole hour, every one of these drip holes, there's 3 in this piece of pipe, would be 1 gallon of water going into your water, whatever it is, your bed, your garden, your yard, whatever it may be. Now to connect the pipes, we have different fittings, but they're all very similar. So you have like a cross or a 4-way junction, a 3-way junction, a 90 bend, or a straight through shot if you have to connect 2 pipes together. So I got a couple here that we're going to set up. So this is going to be the one we're going to use for the sage bed. This is going to be where the water line comes in from the second to last bed. This is going to be tipped over, and it's going to be a kind of a drain out valve at the end of the season. I can open this up, blow air through, make sure all the water is out of it. So that's how that one's going to be set up. And then this is going to be the square one for the other one. So water comes in here, comes around, and this will be the exit pipe to go into the next bed for the sage. But I'm going to show you how these things, how we connect it. So I got everything other than one 90-degree need to be set up. Now this has been rolled up, so after this gets heated up in the sun, it'll start laying down flat. Plus we got some little fabric connectors we can push in there to get them more flat. So one of the tools that I got from the irrigation store, it's made by Rainbird. It's this little tool here, and it does a couple things. The first thing is it does, if you stick that little edge into here and you just kind of work it back and forth, and it widens out that hole, which is very helpful when it comes to trying to get this piece connected in here. The second thing this does is you can connect this onto here, like that. So it gives you a little bit more to grip onto, and then you can really muscle it in there without trying to bend it. Try not to kink the hose. And it's a tight fit. And then that's all it is. It's connected now. So now I need to take the other edge. It's stuck on something. There we go. And do the same process. Come in here. And sometimes if you do this in cold weather, you almost have to heat this up with like a little bit of a blowtorch or something like that, or these things get super stiff. Now if you don't have that tool, you can just muscle it in there. So now this should be what we're looking for. So let's go see if I made it work. All right, so you can see right here we have a little, I don't know, I'll call it like a little figure 8, but all it is just, you kind of crimp that over, flex it out. So it's just that little device. You just crimp, and it goes right there, and it does not allow water to flow. So we're gonna reuse this over on the next section. So I got it through the hole. Now I just need to cut it where it matches up with this, and we've kind of got this piece set in here as best we can. The beds are really low on dirt. We just didn't have enough soil for this year, and we had some plants in here, so we didn't want to dump a whole bunch of stuff. But this next winter season, we're going to take out all the plants, put in way more dirt, so it comes up to this level here. So these are just laying flat. It's much better on the irrigation portion of it to do that. So I'm going to cut this to here. And I have this little neat little snipper thing. All you do is stick it in there, and you just press, and it does a really good job. All right, so I'm gonna wallow out this best I can. I'm at a weird, awkward angle here. I'm just trying to get it as wide as I can. And then try to muscle this thing on. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so right now, this one's actually connected. If we turn on the water, water will come out of here, but we have an open hole over there, which would not be good. All right, so now since we got this bed done, now I need to run a line from in here to out there. And I'm just gonna use a drill bit that kind of, I don't know what you'd call that, but it opens up this hole perfectly. I'm gonna come in here. We'll be doing right there. Should be coming out somewhere right around there. Got a nice hole. Now this is pipe with no holes, solid pipe. And I'm just gonna get it loosened up. I'm actually gonna run it this way. Yeah, maybe this way. Bring it in front of you. There you go. Then just trying to muzzle it on. Okay. There we go. So now that is connected. So I'll grab my tools, come over here. So now what I need to do is try to measure up how far I think this will need to be. So I'm going to cut it a little bit long. Come in here, snip it. And since I have it, I'm just gonna, there we go. And the best thing is you can kind of angle that. Just like that. Let me grab one of those stakes. There we go. So that's nice and solid. Now I'm going to cut this down a little bit. Because I don't need it super long. I'm trying to see where that bend is. And all you do for this is load that. So now that water line is cut, I can kind of move it out so it sits up underneath there, holds that down. So now this irrigation system is set up. Let's see if it works. All right, so to test it, this is all set up on that first valve here. So all you have to do is twist it, and that automatically pumps water through the line. I just open up the valve inside. I'm just gonna let it fill up. I can hear it working over there. So you can see water's dripping here. And water's dripping here. And it's also dripping here. Woo! And it's dripping over here. Even better. So, I say that is a success. Well, hopefully you guys found that as easy as it really is to hook this stuff up. Once you get the electrical stuff and the piping ran, adding sections or kind of changing up, super easy. You just have to have a couple tools, the right pipe, and you're golden. So guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. What kind of irrigation system do you guys use? Leave a comment down below, give us some thumbs up, all those kind of things. Hey, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure you subscribe, ring the bell so you get notified every time a video comes out. We'd really appreciate that. And guys, again, thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. From our homestead to yours, have a blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.